Bum 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 bum. Bottom bottom.
Hey, as Michael has our new intro music apparently going on. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Backstop Banter. We were on a little bit of a hiatus there, Michael. We're supposed to have our Christmas Eve show. We actually both lost power.
Yes.
And then yesterday we were supposed to go live again, New Year's Eve. Some plans were made here and there, so it didn't go. That didn't happen either, but we're all right. We're back on track.
We are here.
Exactly. We're back on track. Michael, let me say this to you first and to all of our viewers, of course. Happy New Year, my guy.
Oh, thank you. Happy New Year to you and Merry Christmas, because really,
yeah, facts. We didn't see each other on Christmas Eve. Yeah, I hope Santa was real nice to you and the kiddos.
Well, Santa brought me a really nice mug that I'm really happy about right here.
Oh, look at this.
Please tell me you know what that is referring to.
All right. You see, we're gonna get into an argument right now. Ready?
Don't you? No, let's just stop it right there.
No, because I need this to be heard. Because I need this to be heard.
This is not the office banter.
No, I don't care. I have seen one episode of The Office, and I wanted to cry myself to sleep with how boring it was.
Okay, I want to be honest with you. I forced myself to watch it because I thought the first season was awful, and everyone's like, "Oh, The Office is great." I'm like, "Listen, guys, I can't stand it." And one of my buddies like, "Just go ahead and skip season 1 and watch season 2." So I did it. I'm like, "Okay, it's still not that great." So I'm actually there with you. Excuse me, but I had a couple of days off. I was on vacation. I think my wife was still teaching her school, so I was home. I made myself watch The Office, and now I've started the second time around, and it is hilarious the second time. First time was not that good. So force yourself to watch it, and then you'll love it.
Perry keeps, talking smack to me that I haven't seen it. Listen, it just might not be for your boy.
No, I'm telling you. It is horrible to watch, but force yourself through it. And then the second time you watch it, you're going to be like, oh my goodness, this is great. It's because they make connections. You finally understand what's going on. Let's see here. Oh, I like the new updates that they have going on here.
I know, the bubble. I like it. Streamer doing its thing.
I do. And actually, Matt, I really about said that's what she said when we were talking about it. But Connie wouldn't have got it. So I've said that so much at work now. Well,
you don't think I would have understood that's what she said?
Well, Michael Scott, the main character in it, says it over everything.
Don't worry. I'm still cultured on The Office. I just haven't seen their episodes. I still know some of the jokes,
right?
Some of the, things that go on. I just haven't watched it. But anyways, let's get into it. Of course, we first have to pay the bills, as I like to always say. So make sure if you are into the betting world, like I know a lot of us are, maybe you just got some Christmas money, you want to deposit it. Okay.
Got to pay the bills if it comes in here.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Beautiful. Maybe you got that Christmas money. You want to throw some over there at mybookie.ag. Use code US100 to double your first deposit up to $1,000. And then, of course, since you're an excellent bettor, you're going to go over to RX Hemp. Oh, you got fidget spinners. I never got in on the fidget spinner craze. I think that's my biggest flex of my generation is that I never owned one.
That was your flex. Listen, this right here is the greatest gift I've got during Christmas. You ready for it? Let's see here. Oh, it's a basketball goal. Oh,
wow!
I haven't glued it together yet.
That's actually that's pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yes, it is.
Was that bought or made?
That was bought.
Okay. I was gonna say if it was made, I would have been very, very impressed because I can barely, make it. Actually, I can't make anything, so I would have been very impressed. But whatever.
That's what she said.
Now this. But make sure you go to RXM, use code RXM-USN to save you 10% on your entire order. I don't know why, Mike. I thought you'd say the terrible towel from Alex.
Oh, sorry, Alex.
We don't.
It's too early for Alex. He's not watching this right now.
We don't even talk about the Steelers chokers, but whatever. And then Michael, you know what's next as well?
Yes, I do.
When you have your leftover money from RX Hemp because you already bought their stuff and you won so much money on my bookie, you go over to Teespring/stores/unwrapped and you buy some merch. Now, not only do we have basically everything you want. I mean, you got to support the shows that you love as well. We got Fights on Rap merch. We got the Hard Count merch. We got Gen Z sports merch. Just saying. I'm just
That's
saying.
okay.
You
Go
can
ahead.
come. You can support the boy. Me and Josh. We got our merch out there. I think it looks pretty good. I got my shirt in the mail the other day. I'm gonna debut it on Monday. I'm
There
still
we
waiting
go.
on the mask. But it's all right. I can't wait. So make sure you go over there, check out everybody's merch, support not only Unwrapped but your favorite shows as well. Now, Michael, now the pills. Wow,
The
not the
pills?
pills.
Let's
The
not pay the
bills.
pills, man.
Yeah, we're not
Tired.
paying them. Nope. Now we're not doing. Now the bills are paid. Listen, it was a long night, people. Last night,
Mhm.
I'm on about
Yes.
I'm on about 4 hours of sleep on the couch, and then listen. You see, here's the thing. I need to know how people party like this, bro. Because, like, don't get me wrong, I can do it, and but I just need my sleep. I was at my friend's house. Everybody's up in the house until like 5:30, and then I'm hearing them in the kitchen making breakfast at like 10 o'clock. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, how are you not still asleep in your bed?
But at 10, dude, I was
At
at work, but I thought I was going to be at work at 7:30, but I actually had to
Okay,
go in
but
later.
no.
So,
See, here's the thing: they went to sleep at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
okay. Well, I mean, never mind.
Like a normal time, like any other normal day when you go to sleep at a normal time, 10 o'clock, fine, beautiful, dandy. I
Right.
mean, that's 4 hours, and they're already up, chatting back and forth. Like, I don't know what's going on here. I'm just not built like that. I need my sleep. So after this show, I'm going straight to the pillow. Straight to the pillow. But
I,
it was a long night. We're going to get through this show, though. And it's going to be a fantastic one. Now, let's get into our first topic there, Michael.
I want to try something real quick. I want to see if I can do this, if you don't care.
Let's see. No, go ahead. Let's see
what you got.
Oh,
Let's see.
Okay.
I'm going to try to be like trying to be like Alex here if I can get it to do that.
You know what, Matt? We might have
it's
to make
loading.
that a hashtag. Hashtag Connie needs to sleep. Ooh! Look at Michael showing off.
Looky there. Mm-hmm.
I'm just
That
saying.
looks awful nice, don't it?
We got.
Man, look at that beard on that man.
I know. That's a mashup of me and Alex. Gosh, of me and Josh. Got the glasses for me, the bandana for him, and then
Okay.
I got the goatee. He has the beard, so we kind of mash it together.
Gotcha. I kind of like that, Alex. That thing you do on your own. Okay.
We're doing great things out here, Michael. We really are.
We really are, and I love it.
Who else is doing great things, though? The Nationals. The Nationals are doing great things as well, and that is our first team. We actually got a special episode today, though, because we're breaking down 4 teams. Because, like I said, we had our little break, so we're a little bit behind now. So we're going to break down the 4 teams. Might not, be as in depth because still got to move it along and everything like that. But we are going to start it off with the Nationals, and the big thing they did recently actually was trade for Josh Bell of the Pittsburgh Pirates, first baseman, former All-Star. He's kind of been on the decline,
He had a pretty good
like a season and a half. It's kind of been a slow downfall from the All-Star season he had in the first half a couple of years ago, but I still think it's a pretty solid acquisition. It definitely solidifies their first base role. You kind of know who it's going to be, trotting out there every day. Michael, what did you think of the move?
I really like it, and he did have decent numbers last year. So I mean, it's nothing home to mom and complain. I feel like Bell is a nice sign there. It's the Nats. You don't really know which way they're going to go. If they start out fire, it's got a great chance of staying hot all season. So you've got to like the Nationals, even with Strasburg there as a pitcher as well. But the one thing that I worry about, and it's myself because I'm a little bit of an older generation, I can't believe I'm referring to him as an older generation, is Ryan Zimmerman. What exactly does this mean for him? Are they hoping on for a DH for him? And, of course, I don't think he'll be back at the beginning of the season. So what's going on in that situation? Is Josh Bell's going to be a DH? first base role, or Zimmerman is going to kind of be wrestling with that in back and forth as well. And of course, we always know that the NL may not even have a DH next year. So I think it's an upgrade at first base. I will say that, but Ryan is such a great player. What is our future plans for him now? What do you think on that? Do you have any thoughts on that?
I think they'll probably. All right. See, here's where I'm struggling because I can't remember. Is Bell a switch hitter?
I think so.
I thought he was. Unless I'm mistaken.
I feel like this has been 4 weeks since I even looked up anything about the Nats, so I'm not for sure. But I feel like he is a switch hitter, and I think he used to play third base too.
We're gonna do some live research.
That's how we roll.
Exactly. It's live for a reason. Sometimes things don't always work out. Josh Bell, let's see his stats right here. It should tell me if he's a switch or not. He is. He is a switch hitter. So, I mean, he's an average, 261 hitter. He batted 226 last year. 8 home runs, 100. 8 home runs, 22 RBIs. Got Michael.
Wow.
Sleep
100. I like how you correct yourself. 120, 220. Wait, that's not right either.
Listen, I told you it's going to be a little rough, guys, but we're going to get through this. I don't know. I could kind of see it almost riding the hot hand, if you want to say. Mm-hmm. Definitely a possibility. If Zimmerman is playing well, then maybe, when he needs his day off, because, like you said, he is kind of part of the older generation. Last year was like the first season since the Nationals were founded that he hasn't played. And I mean, he didn't play last year because obviously of COVID, he opted out of the season. Mm-hmm. But I think I could see, I can't think of the word. It starts with a P whenever they I can't think of it. When a platoon. There we go.
Oh, wow.
I could see it, kind of being a situation like that. I saw it, just being a Yankee fan, I saw it with Brett Gardner and Clinton Frazier. It was kind of, depending on the pitching matchups and things like that. So I could definitely see Zimmerman and Bell doing that as well, even though Bell is a switch hitter. But if he doesn't play up to his all-star season, then I could see it being a platoon. But honestly, if he's playing that well, Zimmerman just might have to, ride the bench and find his at-bats, when Bell needs a day to sit or something like that.
I wonder if they have Ryan there for a trade prospect now. I won't say prospect, but looking for a seasoned team that needs a veteran bat and say, okay, he's a great leader. Go over to the AL now. Just focus on DHing and get us a couple young players. Because I think we both can agree that the Nats probably won't come out of that conference or the division as number 1. I don't even think it could be number 2 as well. So, I mean, it's not like they're thinking they're going to the World Series this season. Now, obviously, we can be surprised by that, but I don't think any team ever goes into a season thinking that they're not going to be the best. But I don't know. I'm hesitant on it to see what they are thinking. I'm eager to find out what their plan is on that, because I like Ryan Zimmerman. I think he's a great player, a good guy too. So I hate that this could be pushing him out the door per se. But I will say this, as a Cincinnati Reds fan, I love it, because Josh Bell always seemed to come up with a big hit against the Reds when he played with the Pirates. So we're losing a guy that, even though he batted, I think you said 226 last season, even though it was better than Cincinnati Reds' whole average, he will be out of our division, and I'm happy about that mostly.
Yeah, that's the thing too. It's definitely an upgrade for the offensive position, but you look at the Nationals, I feel like they're kind of a pitching team anyway. Obviously, you look at their top 2 with Strasburg and Max Scherzer, and then who's the third person they had? He pitched.
He used to pitch for the Cubs, didn't he?
I don't know. I don't think it was the Cubs. He was, a big free agent a couple of years ago. You know who I'm talking about. Somebody in the comments, help your boy out. Patrick Corbin, got it. Patrick Corbin. So, their pitching is definitely above average. So I think that's what's going to carry them anyway. Michael, I'll let you answer this question because I know you're burning. Are the Reds going to win the NL Central?
No, we're not. I mean, we're not even going to sign back Bauer. And we've already been talking about trading Castillo and Sonny Gray.
Yeah, I'll take Castillo, by the way, if you feel like it.
Playoffs? No, we're not even going to make it to the playoffs. But I will support them day 1 to day 164.
2.
4-2.
I'll take Castillo, by the way.
Oh, do you think he'll be a Yankee?
I don't know if he will be, but I'll gladly take him. No problem.
See, I'd rather have Sonny Gray back, but I actually think.
See, but I don't know. I guess the Yankees try to change Sonny Gray too much, so no, thank you.
Well,
if he goes back to the old Sonny Gray, I don't need the 85 home runs he gave up in a game.
I'm going to hold off. And Dodgers, well, I mean, they could get him, but I think the Dodgers are solid. They don't need anything. But I'm going to hold off on my Sonny Gray comment for just a little bit later in the show, and because obviously it's going to be with another team.
Okay, I respect it. It.
And Bauer, you think Bauer's going to go to the Dodgers? I think Bauer's the kind of guy that he's such a hard head that he's going to go against any grain and not go with the big teams. I guess we need to put here, why not? I don't think he would go with a Yankee, a Dodger. I even would almost say Braves, especially since they put us out last year. That's just my opinion on him. The way he kind of gives off his persona on his YouTube channel and everything, it's like he goes against the grain. I could see him going to New York, but going to the Mets just because the Mets are not the alpha team in New York.
Damn right they're not.
But in 3 years they will be, especially if Bauer were going there. I mean, hey, Cohen's putting it there. I'm just saying, Cohen's definitely getting them there.
Listen, the Yankees haven't had a losing season since before I was born, so until they do, Yankees on top. Mets will always be our little brother. It's okay.
So if the Mets were to win a World Series,
it wouldn't change anything.
Seriously,
they would still be the little. I've seen it.
What if they went back to back?
There would be more fans, but the Yankees would still be the number one team. It really is the thing though, because the Mets World Series run in 2015, everybody was a Met fan, randomly. Struggle the next year. Oh look, Yankee Stadium is packed again. Everybody's so wishy-washy over here in New York. Yeah. It's weird too, even if the Nets were good this year, there'd still be more Knicks fans. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't.
I agree 100%. But I'll say this too. I could see him going to L.A. area, but I don't think he'd be a Dodger. I think he'd be an Angel. That's
for Mike Trout's hope. I would start praying right now because I need to see this man in the playoffs.
Although he's been making some comments about the Padres and what they've been doing, he showed them some love. That makes me a little nervous.
I don't know. I feel like name a team he hasn't showed love to this offseason though. Literally, that's not true.
Has he showed love to the Yankees?
Yeah, he has. Being serious, I think he has tweeted at every single fan base.
Really?
If the Yankees do something, they're like, "Hey, what do you think, guys?"
I haven't seen the Marlins.
Well, I mean, he is, not stupid. So
I'm just saying.
I don't want to go play for my man Jeter. The disrespect.
Anyways, now that we had our "Where in the world is Bauer" moment, let's get back to our topics here.
Exactly, and something that I like about the Nationals, though, obviously, like we said, they are built on pitching, but they were also fourth in batting average with a 264 average last season. And I know he's not responsible for all of the batting average, obviously, because it's a team thing, but one of my favorite upcoming players is Juan Soto. I absolutely love this man. He's fun to watch. Mm-hmm. He's not boring, and he's actually good. It's not. I feel like it's not one of these players that they're shoving down your throat because he's young and exciting. He's actually talented too.
Right. I actually think he is going to be my, I'll say, dark horse for the MVP next year.
Ooh, I like that. I really do.
I really do. And if you think about it, Bell is a good sign there. You got Soto, and if you have Zimmerman playing anywhere, I mean, this team could actually be a little decent team.
Yeah, they got Trey Turner as well. He'll be coming back from that injury he suffered. So,
they lost Eaton, didn't they?
I believe so. But listen, I still like the Nationals. I just don't think that they're. It's funny to say because I keep saying in my head that I don't think they're on the Mets level, but the Mets haven't done anything crazy yet. I just keep thinking in the back of my head that they are, so that's why I'm giving them the edge. But I mean, I guess currently constructed, maybe they are the second team. I think it would be the Braves and then probably them, then the Mets,
Well,
maybe.
see, what's so hard about that division is we know that the Braves are going to be the number one. I think
Yeah,
that's
I think
everyone.
so. Well,
I actually think
see,
the
that's the
Braves.
thing. I think the Mets could be number one if they do stuff, but I
Yeah,
just don't know.
that's what I'm saying. We don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think the Braves are probably going to be the biggest competition right now for the NL. I actually think they'll be very competitive against the Dodgers.
More than the Padres.
Well, again, we don't know what to expect with the Padres. You know, they signed what's his face, Snell, I think.
They traded for Snell and traded for Yu Darvish.
But one of them's out right now. Clevenger's out right now, right?
Yeah, Clevenger's out.
So I mean, they're making these big moves, but I don't think it'll be this coming year that they'll be their best. I think 2020 or 2022 will be the more of their year. So that's why I still think that the Braves I actually think the Braves will be another. I always go with the underdog, so I'm going to go ahead and say the Braves in the World Series this year. Mark it down. Bam. Soto and Braves go.
You know, Michael, we're gonna have to do a prediction show coming up. I think we're gonna do it closer to the season.
Oh yes, definitely.
When everybody signed and everything like that, but I'm very much looking forward to seeing both of our predictions because for the NFL season, I was very right about some things and so wrong about others. Listen, you didn't even let me finish. I was gonna humble myself.
Kudos to you for winning our fantasy league, by the way.
Oh, you know, I totally forgot about that.
Oh, wow. Really?
No, I actually did. I wasn't even going to bring that up. I totally forgot.
Well, I think it's great that in our football fantasy league, Connie comes in first place. Who comes in second place?
That would be you.
That would be me. Our baseball guys come in first and second place in our football.
Listen, all I'm saying is I beat both of my co-hosts on the way to a championship. I beat Josh in the semifinals. I beat Michael in the championship. So
I'm really glad you beat me.
I have bragging rights for the next year over both of you.
I mean, I'll agree with that, but I'm glad you beat me from like at least 30 points, I think is what you beat me by, because I was so heartbroken when I couldn't take
James Robinson out?
Robinson out or Tony Pollard. Pollard out. Pollard out. So I was scared that if I couldn't start Zeke, because like we were saying earlier, guys, we got snow here in Kentucky. And if you get snow in Kentucky, it's really crazy because it's a little warm. So the snow is very wet and it freezes over a lot. So we lost power for like a day, and then our internet was out with the Nashville bombing, whatever happened there, not going into any kind of politics or any kind of news there, just leaving it at that. Our internet's been in and out for like 4 days because that's how far it affected. So
I can't hear you, Michael. I'm kidding. Had to.
That works. So kudos to you. Now we're back to that. Braves winner in the World Series. Juan Soto is winning MVP. And here is my next prediction, or what I'm interested in as far as the Nats. Let me pull it up here. Is the Andrew Stevenson. Will he be a full-time starter? I've got this on our notes here. At 60 games last year, he batted .366, .447, and .732. If he can keep that up for the whole season, that will be phenomenal. I'm interested and excited to watch that and see how that plays out, because if Stevenson can stay that hot with adding Josh Bell and having the other Soto as well there, that'd be a nice 1, 2, 3 guys right there. Obviously not the batting order. I'm just saying 1, 2, 3 hitters.
They would they would have a pretty solid outfield to say the least, then, because they would have Stevenson and Soto out there. I mean, I don't know how good the gloves are, obviously,
right?
But as outfielders and in the batting order, that's impressive if he can keep it up, like you said.
Right. Let's see what Matt's saying here. Dodgers are going back to back, and that's a fact. Oh man, he's got all kinds of comments.
It's okay. He just doesn't understand that. He just doesn't understand that Luis Severino's coming back from Tommy John.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett Cole, a whole season of my boy. Judge is going to stay healthy this year because he's a top 5 player.
Oh my god! I knew that was coming.
They're going to re-sign DJ, or if they don't, they're going to trade for Lindor. So we're going to be all right. We'll be all right.
Speaking of Yankees, anytime we talk about Yankees, I think you have to talk about the Boston Red Sox.
Yes, you do, Michael. You know, what a beautiful transition for you, because that is absolutely true. And let me tell you something. From this Yankee fan, it's weird. Some rivalries in sports, like I just don't care for. Like everybody's like, oh, the Patriot Jet rivalry, and like when the Patriots would play the Jets, I like just didn't care. Like I really
didn't. A rivalry?
Oh yeah, I mean it's a New York Boston thing. It has to be.
But is that really a rivalry? The Jets and anyone?
Well, you know, you make. I mean, hey, they beat us in the divisional round of the playoffs one year. I mean, it didn't happen again, and they're god awful now, but still, it happened. You know, you got to give kudos every once in a while.
What year was that?
God, that had to be like 2013.
Okay, so that's been 17 years.
2012, maybe 17 years. Wow, that's crazy.
I said 7 to 10 years.
Yeah, okay.
That's what she said.
Oh, look at this! Look at this! But
that's what she said.
This is a rivalry that actually does annoy me. Like it really does. I hate, as a Yankee fan, losing to the Red Sox. Like it genuinely annoys me. So seeing how awful they are brings warmth to my heart. You know, it's the holiday season, so I'll equate it to this. It's almost like when the Grinch's heart just grew 10 sizes, just because the Red Sox are terrible, and they are terrible. Let me tell you something. But they're going to try to start fixing things. Obviously, the big deal was that they traded Mookie Betts. There were rumors, I know last year, I don't know how they are this year at the moment, about trading JD Martinez because of his giant contract he got as well. Jackie Bradley Jr. looks like he will probably be leaving the Red Sox as well, so that's another outfielder that they're now losing. So right now it's kind of Benintendi and Xander Bogaerts and I can't think of their third baseman's name. I hate him. Oh, Rafael Devers. Every time the Yankees are doing something good, Devers ruins it. I swear to God. Never forget that home run he hit on Sunday Night Baseball against Chapman. Unbelievable. But so it's kind of them. Oh yeah, I know Chapman giving up a big home run. I would have never guessed.
And it was funny that you said on Sunday night too, because the only time the Reds have ever been on Sunday night, I actually went to the game. First time on ESPN, and they were playing Detroit, and we were up by like 4 runs, and Chapman went in, and we lost.
You know what one of my biggest regrets is? I think the Yankees were losing a game. No, they were winning by like 4 or something in the bottom of the 9th, so like we left the game early, and I'm pretty sure somebody hit a grand slam and tied it. I mean, I think the Yankees ended up losing the game. So, like, I guess it's good I didn't stay and be heartbroken, but, like, I still can't believe I missed that. This is why you never leave games. I hate a person who likes leaving games early. Let's catch the train so there's not traffic. No. I paid to sit my fat self in these seats, and I'm going to do that the whole damn game because, Michael, this is what I learned, too. Every game I had ever been to, the Yankees had lost. Every game I had ever been to. Every Met game I had gone to, the Mets had won. So I had a reverse curse here.
Ooh.
My senior skip day, my senior year, obviously, we went to a Yankee game. It was the game against Houston. Brett Gardner hit a game-tying home run in the 9th, and then Glaber walked it off in the 10th. Great memory. That's why you don't leave games early, people.
Oh, I agree. And that's actually when the fans usually get into the game.
Exactly.
Like, being a Reds fan. Sorry, I couldn't find my sandals down here. I want to put them on my feet and get a little cold. But as far as Cincinnati Reds games, I mean, you never have the hype, the fans cheering on the whole game usually. You'll have the wave go around the whole stadium 3 or 4 times in like the 7th inning. But when it gets to the 8th inning and it's actually a close game, you actually have people clapping their hands. You're like, oh, this is like playoffs. 3 people are clapping their hands. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to go the other way. And it really has always bothered me. And we might make this a rant, but I guess we can't. It's way too early. I can't stand the fans that show up late.
Oh, like, yeah, that's annoying too.
That really irks me. Like, there'll be open seats. I'm like, wow, there's seats. We can move down. They're not coming. Not that I ever do that. But, like, you see all these empty seats. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, like, a family of 8 will come in, and there'll be like little kids there. And you're like, man, those kids missed warm up. They missed everything like that.
You know, I think a perfect example of all of this is our Dodger fan in the chat right now. Not saying that Matt does it, but Dodger fans are frauds. All of them. Don't care. Dodger fans.
You shooting at a lot of USN sports on this.
I absolutely am, because it's a known fact that Dodgers fans always show up two or three innings into the game. They're never there on time, unless you're a diehard. You're all little corporate, little rich people going to your Dodger games. Disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Disgusting. I didn't know. See, I respect Matt. See, you're a true sports fan, though. And he even admits it. See, all right, feather in the cap, right? Move on. I can move on now because I proved myself correct.
I can't stand fans that go to games for entertainment. It is not to be entertained. You are to cheer on your fans to victory. That is your sole purpose of being there. If I go to something for entertainment, go to a movie. Like, go to dinner.
Listen, if I want entertainment, I'll watch the damn game on TV. If you think I'm, especially a stadium like the Dodgers or the Yankees, where you probably got to pay half of your paycheck to get into the door, if you think I'm missing a practice pitch, I want to see every warm-up pitch available to get my experience. Because not only that, you get a little hungry. It's $18 for a hot dog, so things like that happen.
Listen, my favorite part about going to games is being there for the BP, trying to catch a home run ball off of somebody, or just hollering at a player and them signing some autographs and throwing your ball up into the stands. Absolutely love that. We would always go, and we still try when we go to a game, because right now COVID and everything, is 2.5 hours. I was going to say 2.5 hours early.
You always got to get early. Always.
It was how Cincinnati is anyways. You can get into the stadium 2.5 hours before the first pitch. And we were always there trying to get in there.
See, here's the only thing, though. Do you get to see the home team batting practice?
No.
See, that's what I hate, though. Like, why am I seeing the away team batting practice? Like, I am a Yankee fan. Why wouldn't you let me in for a Yankee batting practice? That's always annoyed me.
I agree. I never really thought of that. Maybe that's a rant that we need to do soon.
I figured it out, though. See, because I'm lucky, New York, 2 teams. I'm going to go to a Subway Series game.
Ooh.
BP, so I can get the Yankee
there you go.
Practice. I got to see Judge hit one out of the stadium.
Fun fact for you: I went to a Reds game and they were playing the Mets, and got a BP ball, home run ball that I caught, and it actually had the blue and orange stitches on it. It was pretty cool. And it was from their All-Star game that they had that year.
Oh, okay.
So that was kind of cool. It was like a leftover ball that they had. I was like, oh, this is from their All-Star. That's pretty cool. If I liked it, I'd send that to you, but I'm not going to.
Well, I'm not a Mets fan anyway.
But still, that's kind of cool to have.
Actually, my parents are, so if you don't like me, at least, support the fam. Come on, bro.
Okay.
That's just disrespectful.
You're right. I'm sorry, Daddy Connie.
Exactly. Well, whatever. We'll say that. I was going to make a joke, but I'm going to keep it PG right now. But let's get back. Let's get back to the Red Sox, though, because we did go on a tangent. But you know what? I think it was very entertaining. And this is, what, Michael? This is our show. This is Michael. This is our show. We'll do it exactly how we want to do it.
I don't go to baseball games to be entertained. I'll watch Backstop Banter to be entertained.
Exactly. You know what? You're making a great point here. If I want entertainment, there's many. Well, listen, I don't know about that. You said Judge wasn't top 5, but anyway, the Red Sox are looking at Marcus Semien apparently, and that would definitely be a big acquisition for them, especially. I don't know. You could probably move Xander to second, or maybe Semien would just move to second or something like that. I don't know, but to shore up the middle infield, that would definitely be a solid thing for them. Kind of replace. It's funny. I want to say replace Jackie Bradley Jr., but he's not much of a hitter. He's definitely more of an outfielder. You can see from the amazing plays he's made over and over. I feel like every year he's in the conversation for catch of the year. So you could kind of shore up. Basically, honestly, your entire infield, because third base, Devers is going to be their second. You could probably make it Semien, and then third base, they signed Xander to an extension. I believe it was last season, and then he had a pretty solid year this year, just like the only Red Sox that actually did play good. So you kind of shore up 3/4 of your infield, And then the next thing that they really got to shore up, and Michael, I'll let you, of course, get into all of these as well, is their pitching. Their pitching
Right.
was absolutely awful last year. They had a 5.34 ERA in 2020, 13th out of 15th in the AL. Their bullpen was equally as bad with their 5.79 ERA. That was 14th in the AL as well. So their pitching struggling might be an understatement, honestly. Obviously, Chris Sale was out last year because of the Tommy John. Prayers up, Eduardo Rodriguez dealing with the heart stuff he's dealing with because of COVID, actually. So that's kind of a crazy thing going on with him. So it was kind of Nathan Eovaldi last year and whoever they really felt like putting out there the next day. It was weird. Eovaldi was like their only pitcher, and obviously they traded David Price as well, who opted out of the season as well. But that's what 3/4. Right. If you include David Price, out of your pitching rotation. So they definitely struggled, but they somehow have to fix the bullpen. They somehow have to fix starting pitching, and they definitely need some more hitters because you could see it last year without Mookie, or even people around. JD Martinez just did not play the same as well last year. He definitely struggled a little bit. He wasn't, what he was the past couple of years, and that can definitely be attributed to just not having anybody behind him. I mean, you can pitch to him a lot more carefully, whatever you want. I don't know, whatever you want to say, when the person behind him is probably batting, 230, when before the person batting behind him, actually, no, I think Mookie led off, so it doesn't even matter. But still, when somebody like that was in the lineup batting 300, and then JD Martinez was a batter later batting, 330 as well. So I went off on a lot of things, Michael. Simeon, the starting pitching, bullpen, take it away.
They suck. I mean, they suck. Let's just be honest. We know Boston is not going to be a contender next year. I think really we know the starting pitcher or pitching is the problem, or is a problem in this house fire that everything's burning right now. Even with, the whole cheating and scandal, whatever you want to call it. I feel like the Red Sox are going to try to fix this internally a little bit just so that they can maintain the ship, I guess, maintain the course. I think their prospect and pitching, I think they got a couple young guys coming up that they may bring on up this year. I can't think of the name off the top of my head right now, but they've got some experience as far as pitching this last year. I think that they're just going to kind of roll with it this year and see how things play out. I think come trade deadline, they may make moves then if they're somewhat close, but I think this is a Red Sox season that is just going to stick with their farm guys and see what they're doing, see if they can get any prospects up, even maybe get some people interested in trading. And this is probably a 3 to 4 or 5 years away of even being a contender. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, for sure. And it's kind of weird too, because this is weirdly the Red Sox plan, it seems like, even like they win a World Series, which, they did a couple of years ago, and then they're terrible for like the next 3 or 4, and then they somehow win a World Series again. Right. Hopefully that doesn't happen, because like I said, Yankee fan, I can't have any more Red Sox World Series in my lifetime. Can't deal with it anymore. But it's kind of their plan, and it's weird. Here's my question, Michael. And okay, I'm kind of curious where you land on it, because I know where I do. Would you rather? I
hate it.
No, it's not. It's not a hate. It's an opinion thing.
I love it.
Would you rather be like the Yankees are right now, with they haven't had a losing season, like I believe it's like 28 years now, but their last World Series was 2009, or would you be the Red Sox, where they win a World Series and then for the next 5 or 6 years they're just absolutely terrible, like worse than the division, and then win again? Like what would you prefer?
Well, as a fan, I would probably prefer a World Series.
It's fair. No, that's absolutely fair. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like the Yankees make so many big moves for money players, and the players are at their peak prime where they are starting to decline when they make all that money. And so therefore I feel like the Yankees feel like they should be winning it every year, but with the players that they have, sometimes, you're getting what you're paying for. Sadly, you're probably overpaying. And the stardom of a player makes it feel like they should be top every year. When in reality, some of these players are starting at their declining years, and it's kind of hard to be they're contenders every year, but it's hard to stay healthy the whole year and win World Series nonstop. I'm going to say this because I'm from Kentucky, as you can see. It's almost like a Kentucky Wildcat. Of course, this year is horrible. Like, we always get these top guys, but to have them on gel on a team, it's hard. So we've been the Final Fours like 8 of the last 10 years, but we're not winning the championship. In Kentucky, it's championship or bust. In the Yankees, I kind of feel like it's national title, it's World Series or bust. So as a Yankee fan, are you happy with the 20 straight positive season or winning 500 seasons? Or do you want a national championship? Well, I say national World Series.
See, here's my problem. Because obviously, would love a World Series. Big fan if they ever wanted to win a World Series for your boy again.
If you win a World Series, please send me a ring. I'll put it up.
Yeah, I'm sure, just a cool $1 million ring. I'm sure they'll send it out to fans. But it's weird for me because this is going to sound really bad and fraudulent on my part.
Fraudulent,
but
okay.
I'm so used to winning. Being a Yankee and Patriot fan, it doesn't, losing doesn't really make sense in my head, for my sports teams. And going from this year, the transition the Patriots went from winning all those years to being bad now, I think I would keep with the Yankees being consistently in it and maybe getting one championship every, whatever amount of years instead of the Red Sox thing where they are winning and then they're terrible for the next 10. Because watching a bad team is just not entertaining. You don't want to watch a bad team. I don't care what sport it is. I don't care if it's your favorite sport of all time. And Michael, I know you have the Reds. And listen, let me ask you this. Was it a lot more entertaining to watch them this year or years past?
Of course.
That's
actually,
the thing.
Wait. It was kind of hard to watch this year. We batted on an average 229.
Yeah, but you were in the playoffs. You haven't had that excitement since you got married.
2015. Yeah. So, last time we were in the playoffs was 2015, and we blew it too. So, but here's my thing. I'm going to twist it around. The excitement that I got this year was nice. It was probably way more exciting than the Yankees been in the playoffs. So, it's like...
Oh, no, it is. Absolutely, right. For you it is. Because I'm used to it now.
So, it's almost like if you had a graph, you would be a Yankees fan because you're always at the same. But for a Reds fan, it would be, okay, we are down, but now we get to be up high. So, we probably get more excitement in certain games.
See, the only thing is, though, I would rather have that consistent than,
It'll pan out.
I don't know. Like I said, I think it's a really fun conversation. I've heard people have the conversation before. I think I land on the Yankee side just because, like I said, watching the Patriots this year and finally going from winning to losing, I'm not built for that. Don't get me wrong, I still support the teams, still watched literally every single game this year.
So that's what my dad would say. You're a fair weather fan.
No.
If they're good, you're happy.
Well, yeah, of course.
If they're bad, you don't support them.
No, that's not. See, that's where you lost me because I support them. I'm just not happy.
You badmouth Cam Newton.
What does that have to do? What does that have to do with not liking the team?
That's not supporting your team.
I have to support every player?
Yes, it's your player.
That is not true.
Okay.
You're telling me you love every single player. How many times have you talked bad about Zeke this year?
This is not my team. I'm a Steelers fan.
Oh, now this.
I'm a Steelers fan.
I got you on that one.
I'm a Steelers fan.
No, you are not.
Okay. I'm saying in that situation that polar. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. No. One is by far showing that they're better than the starter. So why is he not playing?
Oh, Pollard, you meant.
Yes, Pollard. I said Pollard. Yes. Pollard has been playing better than Zeke. That's my only thing. So why is not Pollard playing?
Listen, all I'm saying, I'm not a fan. No, see, fair weather fan is not true because I might be.
I don't know.
No, it's. There's no I don't knows here.
I don't know. I think you're a fair weather fan.
The fact that you could say that with a straight face, looking into your camera, excuse me, almost makes me sick, Michael. The fact that you could say that about me.
I mean,
all because I don't like Cam Newton?
No, because you say you can't survive any bad seasons.
No. Because I don't like it. It's not like I want to see them lose.
Nobody likes it.
Okay, exactly.
I'm just not used to it.
Listen, I'm just spoiled, and I am a true fan. I'm sticking with them. They're still my favorite team. I still got all of my Patriots. I still got all of my Patriots merchandise up on my wall in my room.
Okay.
I still wear my Patriots sweatshirt.
Is your Patriots Tom Brady or Patriots?
No, well, I have the Super Bowl clippings. I have a plaque, and I have the Brady Fat, and I have their Super Bowl coins.
Okay, so and I've heard you cheer on Tom Brady. Well, I mean, I'll give you that. I'm fine with that. That's okay.
Exactly. See, all right, that I can thank you for, because people saying that I all of a sudden can't like Tom Brady either because he's not on the Patriots anymore.
Well, I mean, how many times have I been like, oh, Chapman's a Red fan,
Exactly.
Thinking Todd Frazier, Reds.
I still like I said, the Yankees are obviously my favorite team. I'll cheer on Mike Trout every day of the week.
Oh yeah, definitely. But no, I'm going to say it. I'm going to keep saying it. Connie is a fair weather fan.
And I'm going to say this, Michael, the disrespect is unbelievable. I might remove you from the show.
Question. You know what? I'm doing this just because you said that.
I'll do it right now.
I am.
Look at
okay,
this.
Connie.
Unbelievable.
Dang, you was on that fast.
I know. Listen, Speedy Gonzalez.
Connie, question. Would you rather, in 10-year span, have 2 World Series and 6 playoff appearances, or 10 playoff appearances and 1 World Series?
Oh no, I would go with the oh. Ooh.
Oh.
I think I would go with the 1. I really do.
Oh yeah, it's sunshine outside, ain't it?
See, here's the other thing though. Here's my question. No. Those years that we missed the playoffs, are they terrible, or are they just like barely missed, or what are we talking?
You miss. It doesn't matter. You just miss.
No, it does matter, because if they're 1 in 161
in today's baseball, there are 3 tiers in baseball, in my opinion. The bad teams, the lukewarm teams, and then your competitor teams. If you're stuck in the lukewarm team and you are not trading any players to be bad, then you're going to stay lukewarm like the Reds have for years. That's straight up. That's how I feel. The Reds, we'd hardly ever trade anyone until they get good, and then we lose them to free agency. So therefore, we don't get anybody for them.
Those damn small market teams.
I mean, we are, and I know you hate it, so shut up. But then, 5 years ago, I'd say now. Sorry for that. The Astros were in our division. They traded off everyone. They were in dead last. They left our division. They went to the AL conference or division, whatever you want to say. Central, I think, still. I don't know. Yeah. And then instantly they became good. Now, you don't go from NL to AL and be a contender instantly. It's because they traded off everyone. They got their prospects and they brought them up, and they had these guys young and good that they could win the World Series. That's just my opinion. So either you're going to stay lukewarm, 2 tiers somewhere around there, or you're going to stay there. Let's be honest. When's the last time Yankees have won a World Series?
2009.
So that's been over a decade ago now.
It is.
So that's lukewarm to me, even though they're contenders. I mean, they're not getting over the hump. And with Aaron Judge as their top 5th player on the team, they're not going to. So would you not rather them trade off some players, get some prospects back, be bad for 2 years, and then win one? Or just keep being the same old, same old?
See, but I don't know. I literally don't know what they can do at this point to improve the team.
It's not a team. It's just high-playing athletes. It's the Lakers when they got Gary Payton.
Okay, but see, that's where you lose me, because baseball is the one sport you can. It doesn't matter if you have a good team.
It does.
No, it does not.
Yes,
baseball is the most selfish sport that.
I agree. Stat-wise, yes, I 100% back you on that. but you still have to have a morale inside that team where you come together
Well,
and
it's
have
not like
people.
they hate each other or something.
If you go to a Yankee, you are going in that team strictly for business. You cannot deny that.
And winning.
They're not winning. They're winning games, but it's been a decade. It has been a decade. How old are you?
20.
In a half of your lifetime, they have not won one.
Listen, you don't got to tell me I watch every game.
Well, so you're happy with half a lifetime of a World Series?
I'm happy with the one World Series and consistent play than one World Series and then.
So you just want a good team, not a great team.
I am much happier with consistent winning.
Listen, I will lose every game this coming year and hate it if the next year coming we win 3 World Series. Absolutely.
If you can win 3 World Series in 1 year, that'd be unbelievable.
With one, I would be happy with one.
I don't know.
That's just me.
It's hard.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not. A true fan of a team would want World Series, would want championship.
We're going to make a poll out of this. We are.
It's not a poll. You're wrong.
No, you're wrong. Because I think a lot of people, the championship is great, but if that means I have to waste 5 years of my life rooting for a terrible team, I don't know if I really want it. No. Perfect example. No, perfect example. Because now you're saying, break down the team, get younger, blah, blah, blah. What did the 76ers do? They tanked for like 5 years, finally got their players, and they still haven't done anything. So what if that happens?
Okay. They made some bad picks.
What if your baseball team makes bad picks and those prospects turn out to be absolute,
It happens. Every team can't win the World Series, let's be honest. But in the Sixers talk, trying to think, Okafor, big flop that they had, who they thought was going to win it all.
Yeah.
And then they actually finally got Joel Embiid, who was the savior of that.
Yeah.
Okafor was there for probably 4 years, and he sucked. They thought he was going to be good. So they tanked and got to that lukewarm with Okafor, and then they had to retank a tad bit to get to where they are.
Okay, but according to you, they're still lukewarm because they haven't won.
If you really want to go with it, I think Ben Simmons can't shoot or won't shoot, which he is finally now.
Now we got to make excuses, though.
Oh, no, I'm not making excuses. They don't have the right team still. Like, to me, they need to trade their players. They need to get rid of Joel Embiid or Simmons because those two will never win together.
See, listen, this is my only problem with your logic. It's the fact that if they do get the prospects, what about the Rockets? They haven't won anything either.
Exactly, and they haven't done anything different. They got rid of Chris Paul and brought in Westbrook. That was a decline. Now they got rid of Westbrook and they bring in John Wall. What are you trying to do different? They're staying the same. They're not making any changes. So they're staying right at the same thing.
What do you want every team to do? Trade for the best player?
No, they probably need to tank. They need to get rid of Harden and whoever and say, okay, they need to do what Oklahoma Thunder is doing. Now look at the position that they are in. The Thunder are in the best position that anybody in the team.
Okay, but here's the thing. What happens if those 20 draft picks that we have all turn out to be Nerlens Noel?
And they got to do it again. That's just part of it.
So
it happens.
Okay, but I'm saying I would rather be just consistently good than have to deal with that every while and have to pray every night that my prospect turns out to be good.
The Yankees don't have prospects. They've got one guy this year that's going to be a decent prospect.
That's just not true.
Torres.
Judge was a prospect. Sanchez, even though he's been bad. He's been bad the last couple of years, but when he first came
I was talking about Judge.
Yeah, okay. Let's get real here.
Okay, I'm going to tell you this.
Severino, Brett Gardner, who's been on the team forever.
This is how I know I'm right. He agrees with you.
Well, Matt's clearly a smart kid. Clearly.
I think consistency is true. It is a key, but I also think you've got to find when to push for it and when not.
And you know what? I'm figuring out that we're pushing forward right now. Because I have one more question about the Red Sox before we move on.
We're not pushing forward. We're staying lukewarm. Thank you. Keep going, Yankee.
No, because this is a very important question.
Okay.
How do you feel about Alex Cora having his job back? Some people are very upset.
I've got mixed feelings. I think it's way too soon he has a job. But I also say if he were to have a job, it needed to be back with his team. If he had signed with some other team, I think that's basically the team or that even whole front office saying, we're okay with you cheating, in my opinion. If he were to sign with the Reds, if we were looking for a manager right now, and we signed them, even though he may be a good candidate, I feel like that would be in us saying, we're okay with what he did or what happened in that system. But going back to Boston, I feel like that is the team that should show the forgiveness first. So I'll say that I'm glad it's going back to Boston for him because now you say, okay, I got my slaps on my wrist. I'm sorry for what I did. I've got you all bad with the sanctions or whatever, even though it wasn't that bad. Now let's rebuild and move forward from this and turn to the next chapter.
Sanctions. Disgusting. No.
Right.
I can do that, Michael. Come on.
So that's what I'm saying. I hate it, but I'm glad that it's at least with Boston.
I'm kind of on the same page with you. For me, it's kind of like, listen, we're kind of the land of second chances here, aren't we?
No.
Well, whatever. Just gotta disagree with me on everything, Michael. Can't get any support. Unbelievable. Yeah, whatever. I'm kind of in the same boat. Would I've liked it to be a little bit later, I guess. But hey, he served his time. He did what he had to do, and whatever team wanted to could have signed him. It just so happened to be the same team. So
wasn't he a player during this?
No.
He wasn't a player on the team when it happened?
Hell no.
Okay, I was thinking he was a player and then took over, and then they hurt him there.
Cora retired a while ago. At least I'm. No, he was. I know for a fact he was. Oh, it was Beltran you're thinking of.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
But yeah, like I said, he did. He did the crime and he served the time. So what can you really do? It's somebody was going to probably give him a job eventually, just like AJ Hinch got a job, this offseason as well. So. The only thing that really annoys me with the suspensions and things like that is the fact that they got to serve a season-long suspension in a 60 game season. Like, that's not a season-long suspension. That one annoyed me for some reason.
I agree with you on that.
That was completely handled. I mean, but then again, it was handled wrong, and who would have thought it was the MLB and Rob Manfred that did it? You would have never guessed. But
I agree. Speaking of Manfred, did you notice how weird he acted at the Dodgers presentation?
I honestly think he was drunk.
Well, speaking of the Dodgers, who did they play
in the World Series?
Mm-hmm. Really?
Why can I not remember? Oh, the Rays.
Yeah. Speaking of the Rays, let's move on to the Rays.
Look at that. I could not think about it. Even in the slightest bit.
Who did they play in the World Series? 2021.
Listen, they beat the Yankees, so I just automatically block it out of my mind. I don't even remember. I don't even know who the Rays are. And you know what? No. We might all forget the Rays because they're just getting rid of everybody. They traded Blake Snell.
Why they're doing that?
Why are they doing it, Michael? Because I think it's because they can't afford anything because of the COVID and their small market anyway.
Well, and also I think it's because they got to their max with who they have, and they knew that this is as far as they could go. So we got to jump off of the ship and start over fresh and start back from the bottom. Maybe the Yankees should try that sometime.
So, actually, I have the perfect example, and it's the team that they faced in the World Series. Did the Dodgers ever tank?
But they're like the Yankees.
They traded for a great player.
But they didn't. That you can do it.
So, no. But here's the thing. So, if the Dodgers had lost this World Series again,
how long has the Dodgers been bad?
They hadn't won a World Series before that since '86.
Okay, so yeah, they've been bad.
Or '85? No, because the Mets won in '86. Yeah, I think it was '85. You can double check me though.
Well, I'm trying to look this up because I know the Dodgers have really been
88. There you go.
like an irrelevant team until Magic Johnson bought them. So we can't
The
really.
word irrelevant. That's a very strong word.
I mean,
they were consistently in the playoffs. And then they never tanked, got their prospects correct, and won a World Series. Never tanked, just saying. But anyway, I'm just going to say, the Rays traded Blake Snell to the Padres. Very big move. I'm glad to see him leave the AL because, Snell, obviously a former Cy Young pitcher. He was obviously very, very good. They lost Charlie Morton in free agency as well. So now it's kind of the Tyler Glasnow show for the pitching staff. I'm kind of curious, where they go. The other thing that they got to look at is I'm going to butcher his name right now, but I know Michael can't say it anyway, so it's fine with me. Andy Hechavarria. I think I got it right. I got it right anyway.
Yeah, that's
had that incredible playoff run. I think him keeping that same production is just not fair to him. It was a crazy amount that he was doing. So I don't think it's really possible for him to keep that up. But if he can be, become a consistent player for them, he's a young guy. So that's another person that they kind of have to hope turns into a superstar because, like you said, they're small markets. So, the less you have to pay somebody, the better it is for a team like that. But, a little while ago when we talked about the Yankees, we kind of had them and the Rays competing, for the number one spot. And now I think it's kind of a gap. Like I said, they lost Morton and now they trade Snell. You have a full season of Hechavarria, but that also means it's a full season for pitchers to catch up. I don't know. I think that there's kind of a gap now. I think it's probably the Rays and the Blue Jays, I want to say, competing for number 2. But I don't know if either one of them are going to be good enough to make the playoffs either. I still would probably give the edge to the Rays just because, they've been there. They have the experience. But I don't know.
I'm just say this. The Dodgers, sorry, I was doing my math here. In 20 seasons, the Dodgers have only had 8 90-win seasons.
Okay.
I mean, that's not great.
They were still a playoff team. Consistency.
I'm going to have to do. Oh, my gosh.
Michael, would you rather have our show consistently get 500 views or one show get 1,000 and then the next 10 get 100?
Okay. With that logic, there's no championship won, so consistency.
Yes, there is. Our championship would be the 1,000 viewer game or the 1,000 viewer show. And then the 100 viewer show would be us missing the playoffs. Would you rather have 500 consistently or 1,000 once and then 100
this is
for the next 10?
And oranges.
No, it is not. No, I'm trying to bring it into something you understand.
No, this is apples and oranges. Obviously, we would want to be a consistent to get to it. It's called
I want a consistent 500 on the way to 1,000.
It's called a cash cow. I don't want 5.
You know what, Michael? Whatever.
It's called a cash cow.
Talk about the Rays.
The Rays. The Rays are a team that we really don't know what to expect next year. Let's just be honest. We don't know what's going to go on there. And I think you talked a little bit about it while I was trying to do my Dodger count. But I'm really excited about seeing the number 1 MLB prospect in Wander Franco to see what he's going to do this year. Did I say that?
Oh, I believe so.
Okay. But what's crazy that I looked up a little bit about him is he's 19 years old right now. Now, his birthday, I think, is going to be March 1st. So he will be 20 start next season if he's on the roster. So I was hoping he'd actually start in the season at 19. I thought that'd be really cool. But in his 2 seasons with the Rays, now again, this is minor league. It's not at the MLB level. He batted .336, .405, and .723. And this is a switch hitter as well. He racked up 71 extra base hits, 110 RBIs, and this is what I liked most. He walked 83 times to only striking out 54 times. So even the switch hitter
who's actually a hitter.
Yeah. And he's taken walks too, almost 100 walks, 110 RBIs, almost 80 extra base hits. So the dude's got, well, I about said the weirdest, bad sentence ever. I don't even know how I should say this now. The dude's got a good bat that he can hit the balls and stay away from striking out. So he's not going to be like an Aaron Judge, hit the ball 5,000 yards or just strike out. So he sounds like he'd be a real deal if he can maintain that.
Sounds like he'd be a top 5 player, right?
Yeah, because he doesn't strike out. So
right.
That's what's going to be interesting with the Rays. This could be a team that pops back up in a couple years that are relevant again, just because of this guy and some of their pitching that they may have coming up too.
Yeah, that's the Rays have kind of been a pitching factory as well. I mean, you look at them; they had Snell, obviously. Now they have Glass. Now I feel like every pitcher that kind of goes there, because they're obviously huge in analytics over there. That's I think they're them and the Astros. Honestly, might have really. Nah, not the Astros. It was the Rays and somebody else.
They used the computers the wrong way in Houston. It's some trash cans.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. A lot of banging around going over there. But
oh yes, and Matt's comment here. They once had Price too.
Exactly. Oh, I forgot about it. Gosh, Price has been all over. I keep forgetting that. I don't appreciate him not being in the division anymore because the Yankees used to absolutely slaughter him every single time. But that's whatever. He had to move on to bigger and better World Series things.
See, he moved on. The Yankees are not moving on.
Yeah, listen, you just want the Reds to move on past one playoff win, so I don't want to hear anything about it.
It's true.
Yeah, like you said, I think the Rays, it's kind of hard to expect what we're going to see from them now. I don't really know what the pitching staff looks like. I've heard rumors that they might want to go after J Happ, have fun. Mm-hmm. He annoyed me to no end on the Yankees, but whatever. If you want, that's the thing too. I saw somebody say, watch, he's going to go to Tampa and all of a sudden his fastball is going to be 2 miles per hour faster and this and that. And that's kind of what the Rays do. They're really big in analytics, like I said. So they kind of, focus on the spin rate and this, that, and third. And it really does help them. And for a team, that's the team I was thinking of, the A's. The A's and the Rays are the ones that are really big into analytics because, like you said, a small market franchises, they can't really – they don't have the same spending point as some of the other teams, so they have to kind of look into the numbers to try to get a steal here and there. But I think we'll still compete. I don't want to write them off completely just because Kevin Cash, I think, is still a pretty solid manager. Then again, I don't know what managers really do anymore in the MLB, but, for –
Read the stats.
Yeah, they're puppets now, if we're being honest. But
I still got faith in this team. Usually a team, once that they've made it somewhere with some veteran players, which they kind of losing some of that, am I boring you? My goodness.
Michael, I told you I'm exhausted.
But I feel like they're going to have some leadership in there. They've got a taste of the playoffs. I think that they're going to make some noise. Now, I don't think they're going to be back up at the World Series, but I do think they're going to surprise some teams. They may be a contender.
I can see a wild card berth for sure. Like you said, I don't want to really write them off either, just because I don't know what to expect from other AL teams. One of the teams that you always kind of expected to compete was the Indians. Now, Lindor's going to be gone from them. The A's are kind of losing a couple players, and that's a team that's usually been in there. The
A's are very young. The A's are very young at pitching.
Yes.
So that's going to be a scary team, I think.
The Rays lost some people. You can't really count on the Twins to do anything. They've lost like 19 games in a row in the playoffs. So I don't know. It'll be interesting.
I'll say this about the Rays. I feel like the Rays is a team that can still be sneaky because where they are so analytical, they're going to be not looking at the player as a name like the Yankees do and just spend the money. They're going to look at what the production they can make up from different players to fill those voids. Kind of like if you ever watch Moneyball. I mean, that's what I kind of visualize.
Fantastic they're going to be doing.
Movie. Oh, it was great.
Fantastic. Matt, you're absolutely right. You can never count on the Angels because they've never surrounded Mike Trout with any type of talent.
They're about to sign Real Muto and Bauer.
And Trevor Bauer, of course they are.
Yes. So I should never have brought this fidget spinner up here because, man, this whole time I've just been wearing it out. That's what she said.
It's all right. It's all right. Keeping you occupied on your time off. Exactly. You're doing great.
Thank you.
A team that could do great is the Phillies, as we'll move on from the Rays as well. Their big loss looks like it's probably going to be Realmuto. I don't think that they're going to re-sign him. Michael, do you have any faith that they do?
No, I just said he's going to the Angels. I feel like
I had to double check.
Yeah. I feel like the Phillies have actually spent too much money, and their checks are looking a little thin now. In my opinion, I feel like Bryce Harper is probably the biggest flop ever.
So overrated.
That's
I don't care what anybody says. I've been saying this for years. Nobody wants to believe me.
I read an article, and it made so much sense to me, which I've always been a Harper hater in a way because I feel like Mike Trout gets no respect that he deserves. Like, he is the best player in MLB right now. And you still hear Bryce Harper. Well, I'll say in the past 5 years when this whole Harper deal has happened. But to me, I seen this guy, and it was just a little small clip of it that he was talking about. He said, Bryce Harper is the best player on the Phillies team. The Phillies paid Harper to be the best player in the MLB. There's a huge difference. I'm like, that makes a lot of sense, really. Like, he needs to be batting almost 300. He needs to be in the MLB or the MVP talk constantly if you're going to pay him as much as they did. And if you're going to have that hair, flop it back, put that helmet on. I mean, if you're going to have the show, knew it was coming. Right on cue.
Listen, I'm just saying, I might not like Bryce Harper, but considering we both have magnificent hair, I respect him slightly.
I guess. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it. But I just feel like the Phillies, it's kind of like my ready for this one? This might hit hard. Bryce Harper is the James Harden of the NBA.
Oh, you think James Harden's trash, huh?
I do. I cannot stand him. And I think he is a horrible teammate. And I think he is.
I don't know if he's Harper bad because, you remember a few years ago when he got into a fight with Jonathan Papelbon.
Well, that is true. I mean,
that was a fantastic clip, by the way.
I'll go with at least there. But, I feel like the Phillies, I mean, who's going to be playing shortstop? We still got Didi Gregorius.
Oof, that was tough. I want you to say Gregorius and Realmuto back to back to back.
Gregorius and Realmuto.
Oh God, it's not. Where are you finding an N?
Realmuto?
No, you said Gregorius.
Didi's what we called him when he was with the Reds.
He's Sir Didi now.
That's right. So I actually think he'll end up back with the Reds. That's my prediction on that. I feel like we have to make a move at shortstop, and I think DD would like to come back home where it started with. Philly is not the place to be. The only thing they have there is cheesesteaks, and who really likes those? Do you like Philly cheesesteak?
Yeah, I'm a normal human being, Michael.
I don't think I've ever ate one because they look nasty.
It's how?
It looks nasty. It's
meat and cheese. What else do you need?
I mean, that meat looks pretty nasty. It looks like it's been left outside for a week. That's pretty raunchy. Just saying.
Michael, let me tell you something. From the Fairweather fan to what was the other dumb thing you said?
Oh.
Well, I mean, that right there was just bad. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I remember Matt up here before saying that he would fill it. Look, see right here. He said, if you're filling for a co-host, if I need a new one, I might be making some calls to upper management to have, you revoked from the show.
Told you exactly what's the truth, that you are a fair weather.
It's because it's just simply, listen, if the only person that you're going to will agree with you is Corey, because he thinks that because I don't support Cam. Actually, no, and Josh too, because, if I don't,
everyone else with USN.
Listen, I will text the group chat right after this show, and we can have a conversation. No big deal. It's no problem.
Oh, hold up.
You know what? Look at this. Perfect timing getting a call from Alex. I would answer it, but we got a show.
Put him on speakerphone. Let's go. Put him on speakerphone.
You want me to?
We need to ask him this.
All right. I'm going to call him back right now.
Mm-hmm. Golly. Come on, Alex.
Happy New Year, bro.
Not Michael. Alex. Me and Michael are live right now on Banter.
Oh, no way.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
You are
Yes.
on Banter right
Why
now.
are you calling right
First
now?
of all, listen, we had to reschedule the show because of everything, but we're live right now. Michael's calling me a fair weather fan because I don't support Cam Newton. How do you feel about this?
Even though that's my favorite joke to make at you, and I want to call you a fair weather fan,
Wait.
still think the
We're going
jury's
fair
out on
weather
that for
because
now.
of Yankees.
I still consider you a Patriots fan, but I wouldn't consider you the proudest.
All right, next question, because now Michael's fair weather fan is already gone. Next question. This was a little bit of a debate we had.
You're a fair weather fan.
Is a proud Steelers fan. All right, Connie?
That's right. Steeler Nation.
He's unbelievable.
Steeler Nation.
If you want to talk about fair weather, we should just talk about how he's all of a sudden a Steelers fan. But next question that I also need to answer, because I don't care what Michael says. He thinks he's right. I think we're going to make this a poll, and I'm going to prove him wrong once again.
Matt says it's a fact.
Listen, would you rather be like the Yankees, where it's consistent, but they've won a World Series. The last World Series they had was 2009, or would you rather have it? Or would you rather have it as win a World Series, you're bad for the next 4 or 5 years? I mean, like worst in your division bad, and then win again, like the Red Sox have kind of been doing. What would you rather have? Because I'm going with consistent, great play.
And no championship.
Yeah, I'm leaving the Yankees on that one. Sorry, Michael.
Michael, you are 0 for 2 once again. You're batting 0 for all our baseball fans.
And we're going with baseball, right? So we're talking about how the Yankees are. And then I even said –
I know you can't hear Michael. I'm sorry, but whatever.
This is also how the Dodgers fans are.
See, he's calling you – He says your point. He's basically saying your point is invalid because you're a Dodger fan and you're in the same boat as me.
It's the same thing. So how can you do that?
Dodger fan, so I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, because Dodgers have been consistently good too, but haven't won a World Series until last year. So he's saying you're basically the same thing as me, which I just think he just doesn't want to admit he's wrong.
What we need to do is call Jesse.
I'm pretty sure Michael. I could find some tweets about him talking about the Dodgers, where he probably wasn't in agreement of that a couple months ago.
Look, Michael, if you want to call, actually, it's past Jesse's bedtime. I was going to say you can call him up right now, but I don't think he'll make an appearance.
Jesse is awake right now. He got into the Becks, and he is crazy in the group chat because Ohio State's beating Clemson.
All right, well, you know what, Alex? I'm going to hang up on you right now. I'm calling Jesse.
Call Jesse right now. No, he's awake.
Okay.
Bye, Alex.
I'm making a phone call to Jesse right now. Let's see if Jesse answers. Our director over here. Michael, take it away. We were talking about what were we talking about? I don't even know.
How much of a fair weather fan you are.
No, well, I mean, you're just wrong about that. I can't find Jesse's number. Where is it?
Do you want me to call him?
No, because I want to be able to hear him. I think you're going to twist his words.
You'll be able to hear. I totally heard everything Alex said.
No, yeah, you're right. Actually, wait, I think I got it. Wait, I lied to you. I don't have it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you do. There's a we're both in it.
I know, but I just can't find it. Oh, there we go. I got it. I'm calling him right now.
Good.
Let's see if he answers me.
I say he doesn't answer because OSU is playing.
I don't think he will either.
I love how we see how people watching this conversation right now too. Thank you, fans. You all,
as we should. Jesse, you are live on Banter right now. We have a very serious debate.
Nope.
We're having a very serious debate, and I proved Michael wrong once, but he says Alex's point doesn't count. So I'm asking you as well.
I want you to word it like I'm saying.
All right, I will repeat after you, Michael, when I say it.
Which team would you rather be?
Which team would you rather be?
A playoff team for the next 10 years.
Which team would you rather be? A playoff team for the next 10 years?
Or a team that's in the playoff 5 years and wins 2 World Series?
Or a team that's in the playoffs 5 years and wins 2 World Series?
Option 2, please.
See? All right. See, I think Michael's wording it a little weird. No. I think you are. I'm gonna word it. Maybe this will change your mind. I'm gonna word it the way that I worded it to Alex, Jesse. I said, would you rather be like the Yankees, who haven't had a losing season, consistent greatness for 20 8 seasons.
But
Their
they
last
haven't
World Series
won.
was 2009. Their last World Series was 2009.
11 years ago.
Would you rather be the Red Sox, who's they win a World Series, then they're the worst team in the division for the next 5 or 6 years, and then win again?
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
That's a little more debatable.
See, now it's debatable, Michael.
What's the difference?
Yeah,
They're the playoff
I
teams
still
for.
think I would rather have the recent success of Boston, but
Okay, but it made it more difficult, didn't it?
Wait a second. Did he say Boston?
He did say. Listen,
Did he say Boston?
Michael, we're gonna make this a poll on the MLB Twitter because you're wrong.
But see, it's going to be unfair.
It's not unfair. All right, Jesse, I appreciate you on the live call.
Thank you, Jesse.
Go back to watching your Ohio State.
Ask him what's the score.
Michael would like to know the score real quick, though.
They're up 21, and they just got the ball. It's like less than 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
I know he means OSU, but ask him who is they, just to be mean.
Michael is being a little snot-nosed brat over here. He wants to know who they is.
Ohio State.
Oh, okay. he got a little chuckle out of that one. All right, Jesse. It was a great time. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you. Take
it easy, guys.
So
we're making it a poll, Michael. I don't care what you say because you're wrong.
It's not going to matter, though, because your smaller market teams, that's the only way that we could get a World Series. So they will vote that way. Your LA and your Yankees will vote your way. It is what it is.
I don't think so.
I guarantee you.
I think I'll be right no matter what. I don't care.
I will bet my winnings from our fantasy league football team.
So 0.
Yes.
I would not bet my winnings because I thoroughly enjoy it. Unless you match it, of course, because then I would take your money again.
So, anyways.
Listen, Michael, how about this? If I'm right, you have to buy a Generational Sports t-shirt. If you're right, I'll buy one for you and send it to you.
I don't know. Just because I don't think it's going to be a fair poll.
You sound a little scared to me.
I don't think it's going to be a fair poll.
I'll word it exactly. Actually, no. See, we'll have to figure out the wording and everything. We're going to make this an official document.
Playoffs 10 years straight. Or playoffs 5 years. I'll even say 5 years, 1 championship or 1 World Series.
All right. Well, then why wouldn't you throw in the 1 World Series for the 10 straight playoff years?
Because they haven't won it in 10 years. It's been 11 years.
Oh, but what about before when it was 3 World Series in 4 years?
That was in the 90s.
To 2000.
Oh, I'm sorry. The 90s to 2000.
So from 2000 to 2010, they had 2 World Series and were great the entire time. 2009.
Okay, so why haven't they repeated that?
Like you said, you can't win every year.
Okay, so we're not saying they got 10. We're saying they have 0. Because
Whatever.
That is the team that you want to cheer for right now.
Whatever.
It's 0.
I'm disagreeing with you. I'm cheering for consistency here.
Okay, how about this then? Yankees are the Yankees. We know who they are, and there's a lot of Yankee fans all across the nation. Right? I mean, that's
Absolutely.
fair, correct? Are there not more fans now, not than the Yankees, but more Houston fans, even with the scandal, that you've ever seen because they've won some World Series?
Yeah, but that goes back to your argument about a fair weather fan. They're not actual fans. They're just there because they can say, "Oh, look, my team is good now."
I agree. I mean, I'll agree with you on that some. But
like I guarantee you, the Jets are awful right now. If somehow they win a Super Bowl in the next year, they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, the Jets have always been my favorite team."
I agree. I do agree, and I hate those fans.
No, they're the worst. This is why. That's why the fact you called me one is disgusting, sickening.
Okay. When I say fair weather to you, I'm not saying I'm not going to cheer for them at all because you cheer for them constantly, but you don't want to cheer for them when they're bad.
No. I still want to cheer for them. I'm just more angry at them for being bad.
Okay. I live 5 hours away from Cincinnati. and I still try to go to at least 2 games a year, no matter what their records are. If you live 5 hours away from the Yankees and they were like the Reds, would you go?
Yeah, I would. No, I really would. Well, actually, whoa. I lied because Yankee tickets are way more expensive.
So you wouldn't go.
Yankee tickets are more expensive.
So you wouldn't go then.
No, I would probably still go though.
So you're telling me you would drive 5 hours to watch a team play and probably lose?
Bro, Michael, I am a dedicated man.
Well, okay. Then I don't like you saying that you hate this losing season and you don't want any more of it, because nobody wants to lose.
Exactly. Nobody wants it, so I don't want to experience it again.
But it's a part of the game. And
no, it absolutely is. And like I said, I'm spoiled because this is the first time a team I've ever rooted for has been bad.
Okay, so
I have literally in my entire life. I am. I said that.
So you'd rather be spoiled? I mean,
who wouldn't want to be spoiled?
Well, I'm right. You're wrong on this.
Disgusting. You know what, Michael? I think. You know what? I'm just gonna say this. I think that entire show was the rant of the week. I don't even think we got to get into one.
Thank goodness, because I didn't have one. But yeah, we've ran into.
Was it your turn?
It was my turn.
Oh, that's good to know. I honestly, this entire time thought it was going to be me, and I didn't have one either, so I was a little concerned.
Thank goodness.
Oh, don't worry, I was going to come up with one because I am a professional at doing things last minute.
We have really ran it the whole time, like from leaving the games late, coming to the games late, to fair weather fans.
You know, Michael, at least at the end of the day, we can agree that if you come to a game late or leave early, you don't deserve to be there anyway.
Come later, leave early. Oh, yeah, definitely. I would 100% agree. If you come to the game late or you leave early, you are a fair weather fan.
If you aren't there, I'll even give you some leadway.
I don't even want to
You have to be in this. You have to be in your seat by max bottom of the second inning. Because see, don't get me wrong. You know, maybe you're just getting off work, so you had to catch the latest train to go to the game, or blah blah blah. There's traffic, something like that. You know, the ticket machine gets messed up. So I'll give you some leadway. Maybe not the bottom. Actually, no, I lied. Top of the second, max. Okay. Latest you can be. Bottom of the second, I'm still disappointed in you, but I'm not as mad. If you show up anywhere within the third inning and beyond, you should be kicked out of the stadium.
Because to me, if you're there by the bottom of the first inning, you're not a true fan. But I'll beat you. I'll give you.
I'm absolutely there first pitch every single time, so I'm not worried about it. But you know, for you,
now there has been a game that there was a wreck on the interstate. Again, I live so far away, but we got there as the first inning was pitching or as going on. So like it was one out.
Seeing that exactly. That's why I had to give some leadway because you never know. Some weird things can happen. You know, here in New York, what if the train gets delayed? You know, things like that. So, but
here in Kentucky, you might get diarrhea on the interstate. So, you know, you never know. You never know.
You know, there might be a random cow crossing or
it's not that country, man. Like, I mean, we do have cows. I mean, I don't, but we do have cows in Kentucky. We're more for horses, but that's,
I say that as if I don't live literally like 2 minutes away from a farm. So,
wow. It figures.
People think of New York and literally only think of the city and don't realize that anything past the city is the exact same thing as every other state. Like on the way to one of the golf courses I play at, straight farmland. Like you would literally. I do. I'm terrible. Absolutely.
Okay.
Awful. But I go. One of my good friends has played golf like his entire life, and one time was like, "Yo, you guys should just randomly come golfing with us one time." You know, 3 years later and a brand new set of clubs later, I've played a lot more than I ever thought I was going to play. My dad's always played golf, like literally my entire life. So I've gone with him a few times, but I'm terrible. I can't hit I'm telling you right now, if there was a meteor coming to Earth and I had to hit a driver straight, I hope you give your children one last hug because it's just not happening.
I agree. I'm a slice. I'm a big slice. Like I'll hit it a mile, and then all of a sudden it just comes back.
See, my favorite thing is this is weird. Like I'm technically a righty, but I bat and swing lefty.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like most courses are built for righties. or to make it more challenging for them. So sometimes the hole will be this way, and when I have my driver, the slice is actually what I'm supposed to be doing. Don't get me wrong, the slice is so bad though that half the time it still ends up in the trees, but I'm getting there.
I'm a lefty too, so I like this.
Are you? Okay.
I am a lefty.
Are you like an actual lefty, or do you just bat lefty?
I'm full lefty.
See, yeah, no, I'm weird. Like I throw righty, I write righty. I do everything righty my entire life besides bat and swing a golf club.
I will say this: I shoot a gun right-handed.
I couldn't tell you what I do.
Oh my goodness! Have you never shot a gun?
I think I shot a pistol once when I was like 10.
What'd you shoot? Was it a BB or a 22?
You're asking the wrong. I don't know. It was my uncle upstate. I blame him for my messed up hearing because he didn't give me any ear protection, and my ear. I literally thought I went deaf in my left ear that one day. It literally just buzzed for an hour straight, and I was like, "Oh, this is just great."
Wow,
old Italian people.
So you don't like guns, then, do you?
No. I have no problem with them. I've always wanted to go to a range.
You need to come down here to where I live in Kentucky. We'll go up on the mountain. We'll shoot us some clay pigeons. Heck,
I don't think I would hit a single one.
Probably not, but it'll be fun.
All right, listen, you know what, Michael? Once the row goes away, I'll make it.
I'll make it nice to us.
Oh yeah, I'll make a nice road trip down. We'll catch a Reds game.
I'll
bring you all the way back to New York. We'll catch a Yankee game. And then you can go home. I'm not bringing you back home though. You're gonna have to catch a flight.
So you're not coming to Kentucky. We're just gonna meet in Cincinnati.
I mean, make it easier on the.
You and your dad drive to Cincinnati, watch a game, and then I'll go up to Cincinnati. I'll bring you down to Kentucky, and then I'll take you up to.
No. Then we'll both. No. Then we both fly to New York, catch a game, hit the city. Maybe you ever been in the city? You ever even been to New York?
I have been to New York. About got beat up on the streets too.
Don't lie.
No, seriously. You want to hear that story real quick? It was my first year in college. My aunt was actually a teacher in high school, so I was a chaperone. And we were in a store shopping at some Old Navy or something that was very rich. And one of the kids wanted to go to the store next door, so he's like, "Hey, go with me." And one of the teachers said, "You're a chaperone, sure, you can go with them." Walked out into the street. He bumped into a homeless guy that had a brown paper bag of something, and it shattered. And that dude raised Cain. He said he spent over $200, whatever was in there. We had to go with him to the store and buy him a new one, and was like all up in our face. Luckily, the guy that I was with was rich and said, "Boop, boop, here's your $200. Just go on." I'm like, all right. Okay. I don't even have $100 with me, but yeah, sure. Yeah, I was scared.
You didn't get beat up. You said he got beat up.
I said I almost. The dude was coming at us. He was homeless.
Well, welcome to New York, brother.
Ain't that the truth? But I've been to L.A., I've been to New York, I've been to Chicago. Chicago actually was my favorite city.
Oh, okay.
It was around St. Patrick's Day, so that may have helped a little bit.
Might have had a few things going on there.
Oh, well, they might have. I was clean. I was all good. But they turned the river green. It was really nice. Everyone was really friendly.
Yeah, that's not going to happen here.
No.
I saw a funny, and I'll bleep out the word, but this girl was taking a video, and she's like, "I finally made it to New York," and you just hear some guy in the background, "Shut up."
I've seen that video.
Yeah. Describes us well. We're too busy. Nobody cares about you tourists.
And what's really fun, thanks. And what's really funny is like all these movies, it's like, we love New York. New York is great. Like somebody wrecks.
Oh my God.
People come together. It's like the love here is great. They help everyone out. The superheroes are saved because of New York people. Spider-Man is saved. I'm like, this is not really New York. Like,
no, I'll tell you, listen, for anybody watching still, I'll tell you what the biggest lie of New York is. Ready? The biggest lie in New York is that the winters and everything down in the city are beautiful. No. They're beautiful on TV, absolutely. You know, they do the contrast right. They have it perfectly when the snow is falling. All the buildings are lit up. No. You go to New York after it snows, and it's nothing but sludge on the sidewalks, giant piles of snow in places, and people freezing. It's not fun. I'm sorry to break everybody's New York hearts. It's just not fun. Doesn't matter.
You know what? Come think of it, we did go to New York in December because we did see the trees, the special tree that they have lit up, and I ran into Al Roker. Roker, yeah.
Oh, okay. I met him.
Yeah, he signed my paper that I had. I'm from Kentucky.
Wow.
And he's like 4'2". He's not very tall.
He's short man. Short man.
Sorry, Al. Come on the show, man.
Facts. We can use you.
Mm.
Speaking of coming on the show, I know your boy wants to come back on the show, Michael.
Yes, I'm sure he's probably not watching right now, but as you all have watched anything in the past, Dalton Cornett, he is actually a college student. I thought he was out of college when we first talked to him, but he's still in college, but he did play for Lexington Legends with more or less a semi-pro team here in Kentucky. And basically, I was starstruck for a little bit as he talked about Brandon Phillips and different players that he's been playing with as a Cincinnati Reds fan. But we've been in touch a little bit. He said he really wants to come back on the show, and he actually said he's going to autograph a baseball card and send to me. So I think that's pretty cool.
See, that's the thing. I'm not welcoming him back on the show. Somebody's going to have to fill in for me that day because I'm one of the hosts. I didn't get no card.
Yeah, I'm more important.
Michael, that's just simply not true. I don't think you've been right one time on the show yet.
Yeah, I think I have been. You've been booed.
And not well. Listen, you can boo me all you want because I still booted you right out of the championship game in that fantasy league. Anyway, Michael, I think that's going to wrap up this edition of Banter. This has been a wonderful show. If you stuck around, appreciate it for sure. But of course, before we sign off, one more time.
I feel like there's something we need to. You beat me to it.
Michael, you did make I'm not gonna lie. You made a great. I'm liking the choice of the black.
I like the black.
I enjoy it.
Wish the MLB was black out there too. I think that'd be really nice.
Well, you know what? We're working on that. Don't worry. But what you should be working on is doubling your first deposit at mybookie.ag using promo code USM100 up to $1,000. Betting world is booming right now. We got playoff football. We got college basketball. We got college football. We got basketball. I mean, listen, if you want to bet on something, you can bet on it. It doesn't matter. I mean, my brother was talking the other day. He was like, people really bet on Russian ping pong. And I said, well, apparently it's available. So you can bet on literally whatever you want. I know my co-host over there on Mondays is a big fan of Chinese basketball. So you can bet on literally whatever you want. Yes, Michael. Basketball. Yes, Michael. Josh bets on Chinese basketball. Couldn't. That was a. I don't listen. I don't know.
You're really gonna make a random pick.
You're just gonna have to ask him because I simply don't know. But what I do know is if you're feeling sore, you should go over to rshemp.com and use code RSM-USN and save you 10% on your entire order. And then of course go over to Teespring/stores/unwrapped to check out all of the unwrapped merch. We got mugs, we got shirts, we got everything. And then, like I said, if you're feeling, supportive, Fights Unwrapped, the Hard Count, Generational Sports has their own merch as well. So if you want to get any of that, feel free. Supports the gang. Just saying. Michael.
And soon we will be having our logo, correct?
Yes, we will. When we will have our merch. We'll have our merch. We'll be rocking that. So
have a shirt on.
Now that the bills are paid, Michael, do you have anything for the people before we head on out?
No, guys. Thank you all so much. If you got any questions you ever want to talk about, thank you, Matt. As we see your comment, great show. Thank you so much. Even Matt, go ahead and type in while I kind of ramble here a little bit. Your show as well, since you've been here so long with us. Matt is also with our Unwrapped Sports Network. I know he does a couple different things, a pod, and even I think a co-host with someone else. But I just want to thank you all so much. Just check our stuff out. If y'all want to do anything on Twitter, you can go to the MLB Unwrapped Twitter or even ourselves. Mine is MD Lawson00. Connie's he's got the Gen Z Sports Z as well there. But go send us something there. Go to our page on there and just leave us comments, any kind of thing y'all want us to do. Anything you like so much. We will be having polls like we always been talking about. We've got different ones going on there where next week we've done the Mets and the Rays.
Yeah. What team? What, the Marlins and Orioles were missing?
Marlins and the Orioles, I guess, will have to be for next week. But look for the next week after that. We'll be going to the Central, NL and AL Central. So help us pick the team y'all want us to cover first. And then after that, we'll send out another poll the next week of who y'all want us to cover next. So interact with us. Who knows what all we'll be doing on there. But we are, 12 weeks away from season now?
Yeah, probably 13 maybe. Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I mean, I know that sounds far, but we're not too far away, really.
I don't know.
I think this is our third show where we've been doing teams, and we technically did 2 in this. So I think that would have been like it's the 4th week. So 11 weeks?
Yeah, 11 weeks actually then.
Oh. So we have been working on some different things, guys, into our Undersports Baseball guys, and we're trying to come up with some different things on there. Look for any kind of stuff being dropped. Hopefully we can get some fantasy stuff going on as well. But we should have some fun things coming up. Just want to say that. And I guess Matt said great show and got off here because he never sent a comment.
I believe his show is the MCS Real Sports Podcast with him and Caleb Conant. So,
yes, and I know he's got something about like ice cream or something like that. I can't think of what it is, though.
I could not tell you. I didn't know. Ice cream. Interesting.
I can't remember what it's actually called. It's some kind of food. Maybe it's something with Milwaukee and the cheese. It's something to that effect.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. And it's like one of my favorite show names because it's so clever. I can't remember what it is either, though. But it's A1.
Something with cream?
No. You're thinking of the wrong things, Michael.
That's what she said.
Exactly. But for me, as Michael said, make sure you check out, our podcast that me and Josh do, Gen Z Sports, available Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere. We go live Mondays at 7 Eastern. Talk about everything football, basketball, everything that that you really want to know. So follow me on that Twitter account. Anthony Conover _ is my personal account if you want to give me a follow over there as well. And then, like Michael said, we do this every Thursday, technically. I know it's a Friday. We had to push some things back, but yeah, you got to start out the new year right.
With a bang.
New year 2021. Next thing you know, Backstop Banter is going to be the next big show. So
Yes, sir.
we had to start it off right. Yeah, like I said, great show, Michael. Shout out everybody for watching. Yeah, we will see you next time.
All righty. See you.